You've heard the saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There's a lot of truth in that, because if you're failing to plan, if you're failing to put the right systems and strategies in place, and you're using your prime time to figure out what you're going to do, you're losing money. Hey, welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. So if you're not planning to use your time properly, if you're not using your prime time to really be effective and already have a plan in place of what you're going to do, you're losing money. You're falling apart. Now, let me talk about this. But first of all, it is Friday. Same thing we do every Friday. On Monday, I said, what are you going to do this week so that on Friday you can look back and say, one, it's been a successful week. Two, you're closer to your bigger goals. Be accountable to what you committed to. Did you get those things done? If you're watching or listening to this on social media, leave me a comment. Get yourself an accountability group, accountability partner, accountability coach, whatever it is. Make sure you're being held accountable every single day. If you want help with that, reach out to me. All right. So let's talk about failing to plan. This is actually a conversation with one of the businesses that I work with. We were having one of the team meetings. It was actually this week. And we were talking about the importance of planning ahead, so that not only when the leadership team knows exactly what they're starting with every single day, and it's not a matter of getting to work and starting the day, it's already figured out, so that when work starts, they start working. They've got to pass that down to all the employees. Everyone on the team needs to know what is happening. So it's not a matter of, okay, let's start the day. What are we going to do now? You've got to have those all in place. Well, ironically, I got an email today from Dan Kennedy that talked just exactly about this. And I want to share some of the things he talks about, because it's exactly what we were talking about in that meeting. And it's such a useful concept. And in the email, Dan Kennedy said, the reason that most people don't get a lot done is because they're busy making choices about how they're going to use their time when they should be using their time. So they're busy deciding what they're going to do when they should be doing it. He said a lot of people actually go to work and then think, well, what am I going to do? I'm here now. Now what? And that is completely wrong, because you're losing time, you're losing money, you're losing productivity. You've got to be there. You've got to know what it's all about before you even start. You know, if you're watching this on video, I talk about this with my mindset journal all the time. In the evening, you go through the mindset questions, and then you plan out what is happening tomorrow. When you know what is happening tomorrow, you're not starting tomorrow with the whole concept of, okay, what am I going to do today? What would it be like if you asked this every morning of yourself, of your team, anyone? What's the first thing you've got to do, and what's the intended outcome? And when do you plan to have it done? Could you answer that question? Can your team answer that question? Most people won't be able to give you the answer. They've just thought to the point of, okay, let's get to the office. When this happens, before you know it, hours have gone by, and we've wasted time trying to figure out how we're going to use that time. Now, if you're able to plan the night before, like I talk about in the mindset journal, yeah, it's easy. Okay, if you're a salesperson and you say, okay, I've got to make 20 sales calls tomorrow. Well, first of all, who are those 20 sales calls to? Now, if you plan that out the night before, that's great. But then if you get to work and you've got those 20 people that you've got to call, and that's all you've done, now your next decision is, okay, now who am I going to call first? What's their number? If you've got 20 people you're going to call, not only decide who those 20 people are, who are you going to call first? Who are you going to call second? Who are you going to call third? Don't waste time tomorrow thinking about who you're going to call. Don't waste time after that first call, who you're going to call next. That's your prime time. That's the time that you need to be most productive. That's not the time to be pondering. That's the time to be doing. So what is it that you can do to ensure that you're being more productive, that you're planning this out? Like I said, with the mindset journal, go through it every night. Figure out one of the mindset questions for the evening is, what are you going to be working on tomorrow that your conscious and subconscious mind can be helping you find out the answers for? When you can go through that, and know those things for the next day, you're going to be more productive. When you can be specific and you've got that list of 20 people and say, number one, I'm calling ABC. Number two, I'm calling this company. I'm calling this person, whatever it is. Have that all figured out. You're going to be much more productive with your time. You're going to get more things done and your results are going to show. Now, when you can do this, it'll be contagious. If the leaders in the company can do this, the people below them will see this. This is what we were talking about in the meeting. The leaders in this company I'm working with, they cannot be helter-skelter and not do this and expect those that are below them to be able to be doing it instead. We've got to use our time effectively. If you can put these practices into play, you'll be so much more productive. Yes, we've got to spend that time making those decisions. We've got to spend the time to figure out how we're going to use that time. But the time to do that isn't in the prime time. The time to do that isn't when you should be doing the thing. So great. It's a great email from Dan Kennedy that I read today. It's a great topic of discussion. I suggest not only looking in the mirror and having this discussion with yourself, have this discussion with your team. Figure it out. Figure out what you need to do. So as a team, you're going to be more productive. The team that I'm working with, we have a daily huddle. We have a daily call where we talk about the main projects they're working on, where the deadlines are, and specifically the accountability for each person working on these projects, what they're going to do to help meet those deadlines. And when those projects get knocked off, they already know what next projects are in line. They're being more productive because of this. Put these into play. Love to hear the results. Share it with me. All right. Thanks for being with me. Excited about some things coming up. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again on Monday.
Og Mandino said that the difference between those who have failed and those who have succeeded lies in the difference of their habits. Good habits are the keys to success. Many of the habits that will bring you success in life are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. I developed the Mindset Journal so that I could easily implement powerful success habits into my daily routine. The power of the Mindset Journal comes from knowing your top priorities and scheduling them into your day. The power of the reticular activating system and its relationship to your goals, your mindset questions, and your daily accountability. So if you want to implement some quick and effective success habits into your daily routine, go to jeffheggie.com/mindset journal and get yours today. I've always known that accountability is important, and I thought I was pretty good at it. But it wasn't until I started to work with an accountability coach that I realized the true impact of accountability. Hi, my name is Jeff Heggie, and I want to tell you about our Jumpstart calls. These are quick 10-minute daily calls with other high achievers who are growing and transforming together. If you're serious about your goals and you want to achieve more in the next 90 days than you have in the past year, this is something that you really need to pay attention to. What you are doing is important, and this is a group that's here to help support you in all of your success. Our Jumpstart calls are designed to help you create and sustain consistent momentum in your life and in your business that will ensure that you hit your goals. It's easy to get tied up in the urgent things every day, but when you commit to focus on the important things, you can move mountains. You're going to grow with us. We're doing this together, and it's important. A simple 10-minute commitment each day is going to change your life. So if you're ready for a jumpstart, come and join us. We're going to win together. Go to jeffsjumpstarts.com.